Robyn Brown is a master manipulator. This is not bombshell information. She is absolutely a product of the culture in which she was raised. We have talked at length on this channel about how women in these Mormon fundamental polygamy groups had to know how to scheme in order to survive. Something else I've said a lot on this channel is that reasons are not justifications. Just because we know the why behind why Robyn is the way she is doesn't mean that she doesn't get to be held accountable for her bad behavior. If you haven't yet, I would highly suggest giving season 14 a rewatch, particularly now during this mid-season break of season 19, because we are on the cusp of all the financials coming to the sunlight. We need to revisit the sale of the Vegas homes, the purchasing of Christine and Robyn's Flagstaff homes, and ultimately how Meri and Janelle got royally screwed over. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. There are precious few places in the United States where you could easily get by without a car. Did you guys know that in 2022, 5.8 million people were involved in non-fatal car crashes and 2.38 million people were injured? The total cost of injuries in 2022 was estimated to be $481 billion. If you drive a car or if you have suffered a personal injury, I need to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys operating in all 50 states. Morgan & Morgan wins serious judgments. They just won a $26.2 million judgment in September of 2023 in Pennsylvania. This is 18 times what insurance offered. All personal injury firms are not created equal. There's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is the largest. They make a habit out of winning. When you are seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions, and you don't pay any fees to Morgan & Morgan unless you win. If you do get injured in an accident, you could be looking at quite extensive medical care, and the bills add up. Having a lawyer from Morgan & Morgan on your side will ensure that you get the maximum to care for yourself during your recovery. Did you know that you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just a click? It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/realitysquad or click the link in the description of this video. Season 14 really is a fascinating rewatch because it is the Brown family's move to Flagstaff, and to say it was chaotic would be putting it mildly. I don't know why the Browns were so surprised when their Vegas homes didn't all sell at the exact same time and the moment that they put the houses on the market, but they didn't. The Browns put themselves in a very precarious financial position when they bought raw land and started looking at housing 4 separate households in Flagstaff without securing any sales on their existing Vegas homes. They still had mortgages on the Vegas homes that they had to pay. They had to start paying on the land, and then they had to come up with rent and or down payments for homes in Flagstaff. Renting versus buying is going to become very important to Robyn's con, so hang on to that thought for just a moment. We do need to talk about the order in which the home sold because that is an important plot point to Robyn's long con and ultimately why she's able to pin a lot of the blame for the Flagstaff dysfunction on Christine.
So Robyn's house sold and now my house is under contract. So my house will be done and sold. It gives us a little bit more foundation with your house and my house. At least we have some reserve.
So the money is sitting in the bank. It is not being touched. I'm reassuring all of you, it's sitting there, it's not being touched, and it's family money in my head.
And it's like, I'm just reassuring anybody who was wondering what's going on with the money from my house sale, and I'm just reassuring them this is happening.
I actually actually found when Googling, there's a lot of conflicting information about just exactly when and what order the Vegas home sold in. According to the show, Robyn and Janelle's houses sell first, and the equity from those homes are, in Robyn's mind, considered family money. But notice how there's no mention of that money actually being in a communal family bank account. Robyn just says that the money is in the bank. But she's sitting here in this conversation reassuring everyone that she views the equity she's sitting on as family money. According to this In Touch article from December of 2019, they say Janelle's home was sold on April 30th of 2019. It says Meri Brown sold her home on June 10th, 2019, and Robyn actually sold her house on June 10th, 2019 as well. The entire reason why this article was being put out was because it was celebrating the sale of the last cul-de-sac home to sell, and that was Christine's, which, according to In Touch, was listed as sold on September 27th, 2019. Whose home sold first isn't necessarily the most important bit of information, but the order in which they sold is important. And considering Christine's took the longest to sell, because Christine was actually the first to purchase a home in Flagstaff.
Okay, you guys, everybody, Christine got her keys this morning.
The financing for Christine's house finally went through, and so now we're buying this house. Christine and I looked for a house to rent.
We could not find a house that worked for us to rent, but we did find one that worked for us to buy.
Personally, I really don't think that there was a shortage of rentals for Christine so much as she saw the writing on the wall with her marriage and did not want to eventually lose her status as a homeowner. That's just my personal opinion. Christine never rents in Flagstaff, and that is the smartest move she ever made because it made it so much easier to eventually leave Cody. But because Christine enters into escrow on her Flagstaff home before her Vegas home sells, and after presumably at least Robyn's Vegas home has sold, this apparently makes Cody feel entitled to make it out like he and Robyn gave Christine the down payment for her Flagstaff home.
I've been making every payment on this house, every one. So no, I won't be giving him any of the money from the sale of my house.
Here's the thing with Christine and that house. Robyn and I gave her down payment for that house.
Even though Robyn clearly tells us she is viewing the sales of all the Vegas homes, including and especially hers, as family money, she wants to make it clear she has her eye on the big picture. Here's the thing. I firmly believe Coyote Pass was always just a shelter to park money for Cody and Robyn. I really don't think either one of them had any intention of developing the property. I actually think for Cody and Robyn, the rawer the land, the better, because Cody could hold the OG3 off by hiding behind the sheer magnitude of what prepping raw land for development actually entailed. I mean, that's how he got away with it for years before Janelle and Meri were like, okay, enough. I personally believe Christine insisted on buying in Flagstaff, and I think that threw a wrench in Cody and Robyn's plans because that was one less household worth of equity for them. But you can't keep a good con artist down long because a series of kismet events happened for Cody and Robyn that really allowed them to fast track the total bulldozing of their existing family dynamic. I believe Robyn wants to live polygamy pretty much in name only. I think she still firmly believes plural marriage is her way to the highest levels of the celestial kingdom, and she knows that that's a numbers game. Happiness and health of any of the relationships is not necessary for a plural marriage in Robyn's mind. Cody used to believe this too, but now he's actually starting to resent Robyn for this stance that she keeps taking with wanting him to continue to fake the funk in marriages he has no interest in participating in. We all know Robyn has always wanted to be a favorite wife, and you can't be a favorite wife if you're the only wife. Now she has Cody, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that is no fun for Robyn at all. So check out the evolution of this con of Robyn's. Kismet event one for Robyn's long con is that Christine ends up buying her home in Flagstaff, and she ends up having to pay back the family the down payment that they gave her when her home in Vegas eventually does sell. Robyn gets to make Christine out to be selfish and not family oriented with this decision of hers. She's wanting to buy, and she is delaying the development of Coyote Pass. In the meantime, Robyn, Janelle, and Meri are all in rentals. That is until Kismet Event 2 happens. Robyn's rental is being sold.
So Robyn and I have some news. This is bad news, ladies.
no.
They want to sell our house.
So the owners of my rental house have decided to sell it.
And that leads us into this alleged showdown between Robyn and Cody, where Cody is supposedly pushing Robyn to buy a home, just like they did with Christine. See, Christine set the precedent. And Robyn is saying, pish posh, she would never put herself above the entire family like mean old Christine. She wants a rental so that they can start building on the property as soon as possible. Just get this woman out on that property.
We don't have the money for this. We need to be building. Why are we doing that? Like, I don't get this.
And I need more time to hope that we will find a rental. I need more time to look.
We're down to the wire. And I'm to the point now where I'm feeling like there's a different message we're being sent. We have to hear the other message. And that message is, you have to buy a place because renting isn't going to happen.
Nobody believed this at the time, that Robyn was just really dying to rent. And we certainly do not believe it with all the hindsight that we have now. But Robyn was able to manipulate the situation to make it look like she literally had no other choice. She was being strong-armed by Cody and facing her kids being out on the street if she didn't buy this McMansion. And that is how she weaseled Janelle and Meri out of the equity from their Vegas home. And after that, Kismet Event 3 happens, the pandemic, a perfect excuse to literally axe 3 of Cody's households out of his daily life. I'm sure Meri and Janelle did have feelings about Christine's buying instead of renting. And after Christine buys, what can they really say when it turns out that Robyn needs to buy too? The stars really aligned perfectly for Cody's shy, pretty wife, didn't they? Robyn gets to blame Christine. She gets to blame the pandemic. And some 7 years after their move to Flagstaff, Meri and Janelle are still trying to fight for what is owed to them. Like I said at the beginning of this video, Robyn could give a masterclass in the art of manipulation. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills, and my podcast, Mostly Harmless. Links for both of those will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.